to ensure the protection and conservation of vital information for Monarch's future projects, studies, operations, and research for unidentified organisms, the entire report by Dr. Vivian Graham has been recorded by Professor Harold Johnson on a digital audio medium. Recording was started as of February 14, 1995, and has officially concluded as of March 4, 1995. All documentations originally recorded in a non-English language have been translated for the convenience of the recording as of July 1992. Document R17. Dr. Vivian Graham's report to Dr. Ishiro Serizawa, June 13, 1993, Washington, D.C., USA. Dr. Serizawa, after analyzing and gathering reports from all over the Pacific Rim, I can confirm that multiple sightings of the ancient alpha predator you have officially dubbed Gojira or Godzilla have been reported to government officials and law enforcement agents from multiple countries, mostly in Indonesia, Hawaii, and the southern islands of Japan. The threat of this creature being exposed to the whole world is now bigger than ever. It has also occurred to me that Monarch's resources are running low with our recent financial troubles. With that being said, I have no choice but to ask the United States government and military for help. President Clinton and several leaders of the American Army have agreed to help our tracking of Godzilla and the preservation of his secret, but sadly, they have asked for all files we have in our archives in order to be informed and up to date on all the information and events that surrounded the alpha predator. So, I sent our whole archive and every copy of our recent studies since January to the Pentagon. I have sent everything from old letters dating back to the discovery of the first dinosaurs to the recent sightings recorded in early 1990. They recently got back to me and marked several documents they dub as some of the most quote-unquote interesting documentations we have. I will include all of them in this digital Word file I will send to you. It seems that the government will give us help to protect the identity and containment of Godzilla, but I cannot promise anything. I am sorry for the spilling of such vital information you wanted just between us and Monarch. I simply have no choice. We are broke, and if we don't get any assistance soon, I don't want to see what the world will become when he is revealed to all. Document B-1345, entered into Monarch's archives as of September 9, 1974. Professor Robin Vludhelm, December 12, 1844, West Sussex, England, Great Britain. Dear James Nadine, with Dr. Richard Owen's recent dubbing of these new reptilian species as Dinosauria, it has occurred to me that the Megalosaurus specimen has piqued my interest in the field of both paleontology and the phenomenon of evolution. What we first thought of as mythological horrifying creatures lurking in the dark and damp caves of the briny depths or capturing fair maidens to feast upon on their piles of golds is now right below the very ground we walk on. It is believed we have found more bones forming its small right arm and lower rib cage, approximately 15 meters north of the first team that was sent to investigate the discovery of the specimen's skull. As we uncover more of this reptilian monstrosity, I cannot help but consider the other endless possibilities that will arise with the discovery of Megalosaurus. Considering the enormous varieties of mammals, birds, fish, and other organisms that inherit this vast world, I expect nothing less than for another fossil of a completely different-looking animal to see the light of the sun this very month. Men, women, and children will be flooding into the museums from all over the world to see these relics of a time long past, and only the heavens would know how much of an impact we shall make on the field of science. We are essentially living figures now, to be immortalized whenever somebody sees the curved, sharp teeth of these behemoths we dug up. That is my consensus on our recent findings, and please get back to me on your research on the parrots very soon. Best of luck to you, Robin Vludhelm. Document B-1568, entered into Monarch's archives as of September 9th, 1974. Dr. Devin Verne, August 1st, 1925, New York City, USA. It certainly does pain me to learn the ruling against John Thomas Scopes. Some may see the man as a crazy bastard wishing to seek attention, others would see him as a verbal martyr, but I view him as a simple teacher who possesses the unfortunate human fault of curiosity. You see, I have nothing against religion. I am a devout Catholic myself. Yet, the problem I have arises with the suppression and criminal activity of an immense sort. The murder of an idea that could be the most incredible thing humans have ever found. That is the idea of evolution. Even if I wanted to, no matter how hard I try, I cannot get the memory of that hot Saharan day nearly 10 years ago out of my head. Ernst Stromer and I were most certainly onto something. In all honesty, I thought he was but a crazy and desperate kook, but all the insults I can hurl at him cannot destroy what we pulled out of those rocks. The sight of that tall sailbone follows me like a dream. Discovering that alone would have been enough, yet I found myself fainting only a few weeks later when he found out these bones, some of which were taller than us, were only the dorsal fins of the creature's back. No wonder if Noah did not decide to put something like that on his ark. That then brings me to my next point. Some are quick to denounce this new phenomenon as a lie, but I do not wish to end all research to the exploration of things not even the deepest bowels of our imaginations can think of. I think that animals such as this Spinosaurus aegypticus has to account for some other explanation. Seeing those tall, bony legs, that enormous sail, rounded snout, and long, eerie arms certainly convinces me that there is a clear connection between this and the Tyrannosaurus rex. It has not been 30 years since the name of that monumental creature was changed from being called Dynamasaurus imperiosus, so if we cannot get the names right on the first try, what is there to say about what they were really like? Creatures such as Spinosaurus are practical windows to times when we were in the shadows of colossal beasts. Sadly, with recent happenings, I will not be peering through that window anytime soon. The war, economy, and riots have forced me to leave Germany. Until everything can settle down, I admire Stromer's courage and loyalty to the animal, but I do not know how long he, his museum, or the Spinosaurus will last. Life here in America is far from perfect, but it is preferable from the enduring forces of inflation, violence, and insanity. Cheers to the hopes that I may see Stromer and our discovery once more. Document F623, entered into Monarch's archives as of January 8, 1957. Charles Rains, February 23, 1936. New Jersey, USA. It happened again. Another job just slipped by. I don't even know where to go or what to do at this point. All these people still shooting pigeons or hunting for pennies in wishing fountains. Maybe I should just become one of them. It's lonely and degrading, but at least they can get more done. But that is not why I'm writing this. I heard over the news that the Nazis are building up one hell of an army, and at this point, we can only guess what they will do with it. These poverty-stricken small nations that are willing to do anything for bread, and they have the hand of this man offering them anything they want? What is to be expected? Then, of course, from time to time, I hear about the Japs and what that army is doing to the people of eastern China. I'd prefer not to think about it at this point. Though, this does bring back a certain memory for me. My grandmother was deeply religious, and she once told me that when everything in the world went to shit, there would be the hand of God. He would rise up from the vast oceans and mountains of the earth and he would let out a roar so terrifying and piercing it would make veterans of some of the most horrific sights of that great war tremble to the ground. But it wasn't the man himself. This hand took on the form of a monster that would spell our imminent doom and end our realm of existence for so much damage we have done to this planet and ourselves. Yet this wasn't just some bullshit story to get me to do the dishes or take out the trash or anything. She gave me hope after this horrific description of our end. She said that whenever this would happen, there would be the tracker, the one who would be spared and live with the righteous man and monster after seeing all the carnage. Grandma even said I could be a hero in order to protect the innocent from this behemoth and bring evildoers to justice. It sounds pretty damn stupid coming from a 24-year-old who can't even get a job working at a coffee shop, but I guess as of now, dreams are all I have. Though, in another section of my insane brain, I wish I could have a monster or two pop up in real life so I could create that organization and control it. Perhaps tracking down a giant dinosaur or a manic gorilla could finally put some bread and coffee in my belly. When I was a kid, I always had fantasies of being a happy-go-lucky king, and my grandma liked that, so perhaps if anything as crazy as what I've just described really happens, I could call this organization, this concoction of espionage and research on enormous gargantuas, Monarch.